So good morning, Philip.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for doing this with me.
That's all right.
And as I was saying to you before, this is for my exam. So are you happy that it's going to be recorded and then the exam people will see it?
Yes, that's
Yes,
fine.
okay, lovely. So we're just going to, so the other thing I need to tell you is that if there's anything you don't feel comfortable with, you can just immediately say, no, I don't want to do that, or it doesn't feel right, so that you know that your body's in charge in this situation.
Okay.
Great. So we're just going to start with some centering.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, it's best to keep your eyes open so that it can also be a practice that you can do anywhere so that you don't feel that you, but it's mainly just to get your body feeling upright. Mm-hmm. So just maybe feel your bottom on the chair, mm-hmm. your feet on the floor. You might want to just tap them gently just to sort of feel what that floor feels like under there. Maybe you wriggle your toes, wriggle your shoulders, mm-hmm. get them relaxed. Feel your spine raise up. And then breathe out the front of your body. And a few shoulder rolls, maybe a neck roll, maybe even rolling your eyes. Yeah, that's lovely. Very nice. And coming back into the room, we'll just take some breaths together to start. So we'll do one big breath. In and out. And in. And out, and in, and out. Great. Let's just shake that a little bit. So, what was it that you'd like to do this morning?
I think one of the things I'm facing at the moment is recently retired, been running my own business for 25 years, get up in the morning, have a purpose, know what I'm going to be doing, and suddenly all that has gone because we've closed down the business. And it's just a feeling of just general sort of a lethargy and what's it all about and where am I going from here? And that's really what I want to work through and get myself re-energized, I suppose, for this next phase.
Well, that sounds quite exciting. That sounds like something that we can do. And when we're talking about that, where does it feel in your body?
Well, I feel really, it's just a real sort of heaviness about the thing. And it's sort of almost sort of, there's a weight and a it's not so much weight on the shoulders, it's more sort of weight in the stomach, just sort of pulling one down. You know, it's just sort of that, well, what am I doing today? Type feeling, which I do get from.
So if I can just comment, it's sort of like you slumping over and feeling sort of, a bit like that.
Yeah, it's just a real sort of shoulders hunched, sort of gut pulling in, and it's just really very unpleasant.
Right, and what would be the opposite of that, do you think? If you were to think, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to do something else with my body, I'm going to get into a different position, what would that position be?
Well, I suppose certainly pulling the shoulders up, loosening this part of here, and just letting all the pressure, so to speak, release from the diaphragm and from my lungs and so on and so forth, and just be more open, more relaxed to what's going on.
That's really good. So the opening.
Yeah.
So let's just practice that opening.
Okay.
Opening like this, maybe just, breathing. How does that feel now when you think about the retirement and...
I think it just helps to make me feel that it's not quite such a burden. And that there's, one of the things I've been finding with it is that when I'm slumped over like that, I find it difficult to sort of focus and look on what I'm doing next. And I think the more upright and open I feel, now I'm even just looking around the room like this now, I'm feeling that, there's things, objectives, purposes maybe that I could sort of begin to focus on and think about for the future.
Okay, so the uprightness is giving you that more focus.
Yeah, it gives that sense of being able to head off in a direction rather than just sort of laughing about.
Yes. So in a way, it's almost like what you're saying. It's like an element of sort of when you're looking forward, you've got that purpose, you've got that striving forward, you can move.
Yeah, it's the movement, I think, and the positivity. I'm feeling one of the things that obviously when one's running a business is the striving.
Yes.
And what I'm trying to do is to avoid striving, funnily enough, but to have some things that I can just focus on and think, yeah, that's what we're going to do today.
Okay.
And that's a positive outcome. Yeah.
So it's like a goal.
It's a goal more than something I've got to sort of strive and fight for. Yeah.
So why don't we just practice that in an embodiment,
so
a goal,
moving forward.
Moving forward. Yes. How's that feeling with your eyes focused?
Yeah, it's the energy actually of the movement, the sheer practicality of the movement. It does help one to, even though I'm still sitting in a chair, to feel that I'm going somewhere.
Yes.
And it also, I'm feeling that my shoulders are loosening as I move as well.
Okay, that's really good. Okay. Well, let's take it up a notch.
Okay.
Because you were like, when you were saying this,
Yeah.
that if you actually go higher, sort of like in a whole sort of power kind of pose, how does that feel?
Ooh,
When
it's interesting, isn't it, when you say power pose, that feels now more strenuous, because I'm actually feeling that there's now tension coming across my shoulders, because I'm just pushing the arms too far.
Well, let's go back to doing moving forward, and maybe going back to the one that you liked. And how does that feel?
That's sort of better, just with the arms rather looser.
Okay.
But the stance more open. And the body upright is feeling better.
So the body upright.
But I felt that was going
too far.
That was adding tension back in again, which wasn't there before.
No, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's almost like it's quite a fiery kind of purposeful movement that is what's helping you right now.
Yeah, and the repetition too, actually, as well. I think that's something
very
which is
good,
helpful too.
because one of the most important things about embodiment is the practice of doing it. So it's the practice of your body doing it that then allows it to become a habit for your mind to kind of follow. So do you think? I mean, it's an interesting pattern that you might only want to do it in the privacy, but actually some people walk like this, don't they?
They do, that's very true, yeah. And funnily enough, when I am walking, certainly if we're out hiking and that, I've got my poles, and it does feel more like that sort of, and the sheer act of using poles actively, so the arms are moving as well as the legs, that is something I've noticed in the past does help me to sort of get that focus and that feeling. So this is just actually bringing that into the home, so to speak, in a sense, and doing it when I'm feeling low, when I'm feeling pulled down, just to think, actually, if I open up. If I do something like this, then it will just give me that time to refocus on the place that I want to go.
Brilliant. Now let's come back to that feeling of slumped, tiredness, what to do, and then let's put in the focus of. So how does that feel when you're doing that? How can you breathing?
Yeah, the breathing is difficult, obviously, when it's like this. Yeah. But you open up.
Open up.
And feel it moving again, and start to get the shoulders in, and as it all loosens up, and the breathing comes on naturally. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Great. So let's just think if there's something else within that that issue of the retirement and where it's doing what it's doing to your body, how we can support that. Is there any other part of it that's left? Because in a way that's sort of given you the focus and the moving forward.
Yes, I think one of the issues is the finding the things I want to move forward to, and I'm not sure that the embodiment will do that, but I feel that by making these sorts of bodily movements, bodily changes, it will enable my mind, I hope, to get to a point where I can actually spot what those opportunities are that I actually want to take to find that new purpose, those new goals, and so on and so forth. And I think sometimes just getting out and doing things, or getting the mindset right to be doing things, is a better place to start from that.
Okay.
So I don't think there's anything specifically else that's really troubling me at the moment.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, out of all those things, what do you think that you can take away to practice on a daily basis?
I think I will be able to take away the idea of, when I get that mindset of, what am I doing today? Just to take that bodily flow and to relax the body, and maybe to do some of these, the motion, the forward motion, to help me get me to a point where actually I am going to go out today. I am going to, check out that volunteering opportunity, or do that piece of gardening or whatever it happens to be, with a positive mindset, and think actually this in itself is a good thing to be doing, because rather than it being things being a chore, looking for things that actually turn the mindset around.
Right.
Well, that is today's thing. Let's go and do it.
So that is today's thing. Let's go and do it. So that will be your takeaway.
Yeah.
And do you think that's a thing that you can practice on a
I
daily
think so,
basis?
definitely. I don't see why not, because this is, it doesn't feel so outlandish, so to speak.
Okay.
You're getting up and building this in the same way as one would maybe, if you had an aching leg, you'd do a bit of physiotherapy in the morning, wouldn't you?
Yes.
So why wouldn't you do the same thing for your sort of mental state?
Yes. Well, thank you, Philip. I hope that you really enjoy doing your moving forward. I look forward to hearing from that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very much.